welcome back to our discussion on the 7 rays. If you just got here, episodes 1 through 4 should give you some context. And this is Ascended Masters 101, where we talk about the teachings of the Ascended Masters. So I am thrilled to have gotten to this point in our discussion because this is the part where we get to talk about the Chohans. Now, the Chohans are a very, very special group of Ascended Masters. There are 7 Chohans, and they are our mentors and our guides on each of the 7 rays. They know and they love our souls deeply because they are our tutors, our personal spiritual trainers along our spiritual journey. They are our gurus if we earn the right to become their students or their Chelas. And Chela is just a term that means student or disciple of a religious teacher. If you've ever been in sports and you've had a really, really good coach, one that knows you almost better than you know yourself, who pushes you and trains you and inspires you and picks you up when you've lost faith in yourself and teaches you how to become a much, much better version of yourself, then you've had maybe a tiny glimpse of what it's like to have an ascended master as your spiritual coach, as your guru. And I have to say that the pure love that comes pouring through them to you is almost more than you can bear. And I have to tell you that it is one of the sweetest, most tender things I have ever experienced. I can tell you that the Ascended Masters don't just lay out the path back to God and say, here's the formula, and then leave you to it. They love you and cherish you and nurture you every single step along the way. And the sweetness of it, as you begin to discover it, will bring you to tears. It is one of the true joys of following the teachings of the Ascended Masters, having a personal relationship with one or more of the Ascended Masters. I know students of the Ascended Masters, Chelas, who know that it is El Moria who is giving a dictation or a message even before he announces his name, because they so well know and love his vibration that they can identify it immediately. So there is so much more to say about the rigors and the deep, deep love of the famous Guru-Chela relationship, but suffice it to say that we are so fortunate to have these guides who don't just show us the way, but who do so with a tender and enduring love for our soul. And our mission, if we accept it, is to find them, to seek them out, and then to follow their example and their instruction. As the Ascended Master El Moria, who is one of the Chohans, says, quote, "My responsibility is to guide and guard, yours is to follow." And that's from the book, The Chela and the Path, page 16. So, first, let me tell you what the word Chohan means. It means Lord or Master, a chief, according to Ascended Master Encyclopedia. The Chohans are also known as the Lords of the 7 Rays. In fact, there is a book with that title that describes each of the Chohans in detail, their past lives, who they are as Ascended Masters today, and what they have to teach us on each of the 7 rays. And I'll link to that book in the description below if you're interested. So each of the 7 Chohans serves on one of the 7 rays. They are like your go-to mentors as you learn and grow on each ray, as you grow the flowers and pull up the weeds of the virtues and the vices of each ray. And what these Chohans do is they focus what is called the Christ consciousness of the ray that they serve on. They have become so much of God on that ray, embodying the virtues so perfectly and having overcome the vices or the misqualifications of each ray with so much excellence that they are appointed the office of the Lord of that ray. Because even in heaven, especially in heaven, there is structure and hierarchy and order. And the office of Lord of a certain ray is an office that can be held by numerous individuals over time, just like the office of President of the United States is. Ascended Master Encyclopedia explains how a candidate for Lord of Array is appointed to their office. It says, quote, having ensouled and demonstrated this law of the ray throughout numerous incarnations and taken initiations, both before and after the ascension, the candidate is appointed to the office of Chohan by the Maha Chohan, end quote. The Maha Chohan is the very special ascended master who is the director of the 7 Chohans. The name Maha Chohan means great Lord. One of the qualifications for this office and hierarchy is the attainment of adeptship on each of the 7 rays, which merge into the pure white light of the Holy Spirit. So you may be asking yourself how the Chohans are chosen. The Ascended Masters explain that Chohans are selected from among the most qualified ascended beings who have arisen from Earth's schoolroom. So if you not only graduate, but graduate with honors from Earth's schoolroom, you might be considered for the office of Chohan of one of the 7 rays. Now, the Chohans are not alone in their task of anchoring the Christ consciousness on their ray and of assisting the souls of Earth. They are assisted by legions of angels, elementals, and other ascended beings as well. And together, they carry out the plan of God for the most complete expression of the 7 rays that is possible for the mankind of Earth. In his book, The Chela and the Path, the Ascended Master Amoria, who is the Chohan of the first ray, briefly introduces himself and the other Chohans in such a sweet and concise way that I wanted to read this section to you. It's from page 52 to 53. He says, quote, we are the Ascended Masters. We are the Chohans, Lords of the Rays. Each of the 7 rays, that is the fulfillment of an aspect of the Christ consciousness, is ensouled by an Ascended Master who has graduated from the schoolrooms of Earth, ascended into the presence of the I Am that I Am, and stands as the teacher of the way of self-mastery on a particular ray, or radiance, of the Christ mind. And so as Chohan of the first ray, I teach the law of the will of God, and the mastery of energy through the throat chakra in the science of the spoken word. Lord Lanto, the Master of Wisdom, who taught wisdom's way in ancient China, teaches the path of attainment through enlightenment, definition, and dominion in the crown chakra. Paul the Venetian, who is embodied as the Italian artist Paolo Veronese, is the Lord of the 3rd ray of divine love. His Chelas learn the art of keeping the flame through the discipline of love and the mastery of the flow of creative forces through the heart chakra. The Chohan of the 4th ray is the Master Serapis Bey, a Spartan, if I ever saw one, whose fiery determination has saved many a soul from the mush of self-indulgence. His Chelas reflect the fierceness of their master, and they are immovable in their dedication to purity, focused as the mother light in the base of the spine chakra. Hilarion, devotee of truth and scientist of the New Age, was embodied as St. Paul. As Chohan of the 5th ray, he reveals the path of mastery through science, truth, healing, and the immaculate vision of God through the 3rd eye chakra. Beloved Nada, Our Lady Chohan, who is embodied as a lawyer in defense of cosmic justice, serves as the Lord of the 6th ray, showing the way of Jesus, the way of humble service and ministration that adorns the talents of others with the rose of selflessness, and unlocks their creative potential through the mastery of energy in motion in the solar plexus chakra. Her motto is the Golden Rule: do unto others as you would have them do unto you. Nada's Chelas paved the way for the golden age of Aquarius under Saint Germain. The Lord of the 7th ray, who is the master of alchemy, teaches not only the uses of the energies of freedom and the spirit of liberty, but also the way of the alchemical ritual as a necessary component of soul liberation, end quote. And of course we know Saint Germain is our much-loved Chohan who brings us the gift of the violet flame. So I put together a little song about the Chohans for my children because I wanted them to learn their names and get to know them early on. And although I'm a little shy about it, I'll sing it here too, so that if any of you have children and you want them to know about the Chohans, you can sing them this song or any variation of it you choose. So here we go. 7 friends in heaven, I have 7 friends who love me so. Here for you and here for me, their names I'll share with you. Moria, Lanto, Paul the Venetian, and Serapis Bey, my friend. Hilarion and Nada too, and Saint Germain, my Chohan friends. So that is a quick introduction to the Chohans of the rays, and hopefully the knowledge that you have expert mentors in heaven who are here for you and who love you will give you some comfort and joy as you walk life's path. So thank you, and I can't wait to see you in the next episode. And in that episode, we will talk about how you can major on one of the 7 rays. So as a quick aside, my daughter, she just turned 5, and when she heard I was going to sing the Chohan song for all of you, she wanted to sing it to you too. So she's very excited to sing the Chohan song for all of you. So God bless you, and here we go.